Death Watch.
Okay, so if you remember last time, you guys had seen a flying creature. You had went and investigated, found a scouting camp with some people unloading supplies, some people training, and on the west side there was the mist that was creeping in, even though it's not quite right for this time of day. You had opted to attack, if you remember. Cho'Gath had put that forward.
I remember we had all agreed to attack.
Yes.
I remember it slightly differently, but here we go.
I have no notes of that. I just said people training and unloading supplies.
And then Cho'Gath yelled Darkspawn and began his charge.
Yeah, the last minute or so of the session I had listened to this morning, and said that we would pick up with the attack on the camp.
Because they had rockin'.
Yeah, because it looked like they were riding shadow spawns.
Don't we know that they
You can always
aren't
change
actually
that
riding?
course if you want.
Oh,
I don't know that we know.
No, like from Sheena Seti. Did she tell us that they're not actually shadow spawn? Or like I can't remember because we were getting all this information. Like the rumors were that it's shadow spawn, but she confirmed and denied some stuff, and I was just wondering if that was one of it.
I thought she had just confirmed that it was not Iaseti that were helping them, and
How many
she was
people are
unsure
we-
on the rest.
How many people are we talking about here?
Total of 8.
Yeah, we can do that.
Because there'll only be 6 left after the first round. Once the lances
After
hit.
you and I,
2 dead and 6 highly demoralized soldiers to kill.
And one Torakin, though.
Yeah.
I thought it took off.
Not just
I
yet.
thought they were unloading it.
Yeah, they're just unloading it right now.
So we wanted to wait until
Wait until it takes off.
it flew away, if it's gonna.
Okay.
Because the toe rocking is the huge one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to fight that.
I think it would be a very short fight.
Yeah.
All right, so everything gets unloaded from the tow rockin', and you see it runs a little ways and then flaps its great wings, takes to the sky, spiraling upward, and once it gains enough height, it starts off towards the direction of Atura's orchard, Tobin's Hollow, right?
Okay, so how far away are these 8 soldiers? And wait, is there still 8? One of them had to...
So, yeah, one of them is gone now.
Okay.
So there's a total of 7.
All right, and what do they look like again?
So they are wearing very strange, colorful armor. The helmets look like insect heads, or look like, this looks like insect heads. They're what you can assume is the officer, because of his different style of armor is still there as well. It looks like pretty heavy armor, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we don't see any evidence of the channelers that were working with them?
No, not here that you can see.
All right, so should we attack? I mean, really, should we?
I mean, I don't know. I don't.
Like, it's not any shadow spawn that I know of.
Nor I.
And they have clearly invaded, but I'm not whatever this country is, so why do I care?
Domani. We're in Eridomen, right?
Yeah, Eridomen. So, really, we could just go on about our business, right?
Yeah, I don't.
We didn't have any reason to attack them.
Were we joking about attacking at the end?
Oh, I think I really wanted to.
No,
though.
yeah, it was a serious conversation, but like I say, you haven't done it yet, so...
Yeah, you know how episodes end with a close-up on...
We must attack. Never
yeah,
mind.
but then the next one starts and they don't really do it.
Different scene.
Yeah.
What happened with the attack?
So, do we want to? Does anybody want to?
I don't see any cause to. In fact, I don't quite clearly remember what our next step was.
We're going to
Are we heading to Falme now?
You're
Or
going to
Flamme?
Tobin's
Falme.
Tobin's Hollow to rescue a Aes Sedai that has been taken prisoner.
So that's what we need to worry about.
So as you guys are discussing this after that Toraqin had taken off, you hear from that western side some shouting, and I'll have you do a spot. All right, Adina.
10.
And Cho'Gath.
18.
And Falk.
27.
And Rafe.
8.
Okay. So Cho'Gath and Falk, you see out of that mist what look like just standard villagers are rushing down towards these soldiers with clubs and boar spears. And you see some arrows firing out of the mist as well. 2 arrows. These villagers are they're not like shouting. They're like war cry. They're their approximation of a war cry.
So these are nearby villagers attempting to resist the invaders. I think we should help them.
I'm already going to be lowering my lance.
None of the arrows hit.
They're going to need our help.
Mm-hmm.
We should join the winning side.
We are the winning side. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to attack.
Okay. Will the soldiers turn towards the villagers that are rushing in and just set themselves there, waiting for them to approach? So I'll give anybody who wants to attack the surprise round before initiative.
Yeah, I want to charge the officer and stab his face off
I'll charge the other one.
with my lance.
There was the officer, and then there were the ones that were training, right?
What's the range, Game Master John?
The range here is about 60 feet from where you are in the woods.
Perfect.
So we'll start with Falk.
Okay, so I'm going to be charging one of the 2 that were training that have now set themselves up in the direction. So
Okay, so I guess let me set this a little bit better. These soldiers have gotten into formation and set themselves to ready for the approaching villagers.
Okay.
So what are we going to be cutting into their flank? Or
You'll be cutting into the back of them.
I don't care for that, but anyway, I'll set my lance and
Why don't you care for it?
it's stabbing a man in the back.
They're not men. They're dressed like bugs, so they probably are bugs.
All right.
Can't argue with that logic.
You can. I'm just not
Try.
trying to.
I dare you. If they
Looks like a
weren't
maybe
bugs,
of
why
a
would
man
they
and some
wear
beast.
clothes?
It's a man. Come on, you've seen 13th Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
I love that
Many
movie.
times.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
It's one of the best movies.
Okay, go ahead.
That's 19.
You're charging.
I know.
2.
And
That
Wouldn't
is
fighting the person on horseback also be kind of unfair?
a hit.
slightly different.
Codes of honor make it where that's how you're supposed to fight.
Can't remember if lances get a bonus to
Just not stabbing them in the back.
charging.
They get a bonus to damage.
Just damage.
Yeah,
Double damage.
and then triple on a critical. 13.
Okay. So you urge your horse forward, lowering your lance, and completely skewer this guy with it and kill him.
I thought of it, Falk. Just yell to get their attention as you charge up to them.
Incoming.
Yeah, they do start to turn at the
Sound of
horse.
hooves.
Yeah, I figure a charging horse coming from
Your
behind
honor
you.
is intact.
Yeah, he's taken completely unaware. He even lowers his sword and gives you see the questioning look in his eye. What's
Mother?
this guy come from?
What's an Ilianer doing?
He's holding the
Yeah.
baby in his arm.
Where did he get a baby?
But
It's the camp baby. Jeez, don't you know?
yeah, he's you effectively dispatch that soldier. Cho'Gath.
Okay. Dark One's Own Luck. I miss.
Okay. So Cho'Gath follows in behind you.
Wait, what did you get?
I got a 19.
Okay, yeah, I miss.
Well, he's like
What'd you get?
flat-footed. You might be able to do
Yeah,
it.
what'd you get?
A 14.
That's a hit.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is they're surprised,
Okay.
and they,
Or they
don't
denied
have
their
a
dex bonus.
yeah, they don't really have a great defense, anyways.
19 damage.
Okay, so as spectacular as the kill that Falk had gotten, Cho'Gath again one-ups you with his... you have a lance as well?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
I have the lance.
So in short order, 2 of them are taken down. Rafe,
I will ready my bow.
okay, and Dina.
I'll embrace the source.
Okay,
Curse of a ranged combatant.
all right. So
actually have
we'll
heavy
get
This is kinda
initiative.
Our success will turn Cho'Gath into a Wyroman-like character, where it's all about charging all the time.
Yeah.
Use that Terran Lord that was kind of blustering.
Yeah. You always, yeah.
Well, then you guys have got to set up with some like easily repeatable crossbows like Matt's company.
Well, once I get revealed as a channeler and I completely shirk the 3 oaths altogether, I'll have some fun.
Well, you'll always have your life under threat, so it won't be breaking the 3 oaths.
I plan to break the 3 oaths. I'll find a way.
Okay, Falk,
15.
and Cho'Gath.
18?
Rafe,
3
Minus 10 from that. For forgetting to
Dina.
roll.
minus.
7.
'Cause you don't get to go ever. Then.
Well,
Well,
he just has to minus, was it 7 more from his next turn?
Yeah. I'll go.
all right, Cho'Gath. So did you move through this line with your charge?
Well, we don't have the feat yet.
Okay,
So we stop where the attack took place.
Okay, so you're what 10 feet away because you have reach, or 5 feet away? No, 10
Yeah,
feet. Yeah,
10
you're
feet.
10
Yeah.
feet because you have reach with the lance.
I like
so
to think that we just put all of the impact into skewering our foes. And
Right. And
so
then
the full
stop
force of a
immediately.
moving horse is just transferred, and we just stop.
They'll use that system for crash impact and their trains later on. Peasants. in the
okay,
front.
so it's Cho'Gath again.
I picture them hitting and the horse just
So
keeps going.
what would it be to dismount? Because in the list of actions, it's not on there.
There's a fast dismount under
I think that's
the right
a
skill.
free action.
Yeah, the ride skill. What is it? A 5?
Otherwise, I thought it was a move action to dismount.
Okay. Well, I'm going to dismount and draw my sword.
Okay.
Which technically I think you could probably do as part of the... Because it's a move action, right?
Yeah, unless it's specific types of move actions. It could be one of those things we've repeated so often that it... Who knows?
Yeah, I know you can't do it if you're 5 foot because it's not a move action. It's a free action. So, and it might not even be in this edition. I don't know. It was one of those where I never read the rule book until 3.5, so I could rule lawyer.
Well, that particular rule is one of those rules I think we're able to say so often that to the listener, it just must sound like our satanic chant. Draw my sword as part of a move action. We're all saying it in unison.
Need to translate it into Latin. Oh man, what is it? It would be like gladius something.
That's probably all they hear anyways is Latin.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I'd listen to that in the background.
And then we get excited. We're really close to something.
Yeah, that'll be... I'll just draw my sword and dismount, and then that should be my turn.
What is this shirt of? I know I saw it before, but...
Oh, I was moving castle.
Oh, yeah. Never seen it, but I've heard of it.
Good movie.
Yeah, like I can't really remember if it was actually good, but it looks freaking amazing.
It's got Christian Bale in it.
What's it called?
Got Batman?
Howl's Moving Castle. It's part of the Studio Ghibli.
Yeah. What did they do? That Princess?
Princess Mononoke
I
and
saw that one, but I don't remember it.
and Spirited Away was another one of their big ones.
And then Nausicaa,
Yeah.
something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's too bad because the guy that does a lot of those, I can never remember his name, but he'll like retire, and he wanted to come back recently, but Studio
Miyazaki?
Ghibli, yeah, but Studio Ghibli was like, we have no plans to rehire him if he. And he's like, well, come on, he comes out of retirement every
He's
so
the
often.
guy.
Yeah. After the Grave of the Fireflies, he almost didn't get to make another movie.
Yeah,
It was
Almost kill him.
it was considered too
Yeah, so
depressing.
mounting or dismounting is a move action.
Right.
It's
So as part of that, I'll draw my
Draw your
sword.
sword. Okay.
And then if I took a 5 foot, would I be close
Yes.
enough to attack someone? That's
But
what I'll do.
You can't 5 foot because
I haven't moved.
but you used a move action.
Right. But
Right.
it specifies that
Okay.
if you've moved a distance. So it's up to you. I mean, I've gone
No,
downward.
Yeah, you haven't moved any distances on there.
Let me see that. Let me make sure I'm not just making it up.
Is it? I think it's lowercase. You can't do it if you've already lowercase moved in the. So what does that mean?
So there's a greater move.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
uppercase movement action would be a whole list of movements you could take, including lowercase move, which I take to be actual traversal of the terrain.
Yeah, so it'd be like if you move standing from prone.
All right. So
That could be a move lowercase. Who knows?
if you take an action, or if the action you take in a round results in you moving no actual distance, you can also take a 5 foot step.
What is actual distance?
If you take an action that results in you moving an actual distance, you cannot take a 5 foot step. Well, you don't occupy the same space as the horse, so that would put me an actual distance.
out
So
of its
I'll just draw my sword, John.
Okay.
Glad we cleared that up.
All right. So the 2 more arrows come out of the mist,
Part of me feels like gone now, though.
That's true.
and they both miss as well. What's your dex, Falk?
Dex is +2 or 14.
One of these days we should have like a house rule hat where we just put a bunch of whatever.
All right, Falk.
Going out.
Yeah, this week
All right,
we're...
is there anyone that I can attack that's more than 20 feet away from me, or 20 feet away from me, so I can get a charge? Other than the villagers, I don't want to attack them.
If you attack one of the soldiers at the end of the line,
Okay.
then you'll be able to.
All right. Yeah, I'll charge that one then.
So, like playing with a wild card in poker.
So I'll wheel my horse around and set for another one after I dislodge my lance from the one I'd slain before.
He won't come off.
Which is
Just mess
why
with you.
which is why I rolled so poorly.
Do they have a fly weave
Oh, I got a
in that book?
Yes,
I was thinking about that. When did they use that?
they didn't.
They did.
It's
It was-
lost.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
rumored.
Yeah.
Very one of the...
But not even like Age of Legends had it, right?
I
none of the
believe
Forsaken
they
know it.
may have. I don't know.
You know, that is weird that the Forsaken never just fly around. They're always using gateways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just better. But they don't even like hover around
You know,
or
it
anything.
it might not even be that
I
it
got an
was,
8.
was known. Because it's like one of, like a legend type thing. Oh, back in the day we used to be able to do this, but it was never confirmed.
All right. So the officer moves up and engages Cho'Gath.
Didn't I kill him?
No, you guys had slammed into the soldiers, or were you going specifically for the officer?
Well, I guess I probably just went for whoever's closest. So
Because I think Justin was the only one that really specified who he was attacking.
okay,
What was your damage? You said 18?
yeah,
Okay. Did you want to attack the
nah,
officer?
it's fine. Whoever I would have got to first is probably who I would have attacked.
This would be more epic with a one-on-one sword battle
Right.
until I skewer him
15?
from behind.
It's 21.
Okay. So he has a scimitar
Oh,
that he pulls out and misses.
okay.
Let's see. We have Adina next.
Well, I'll pick out one of them, and I'll
One of the soldiers. Okay.
and I'll start to fashion some sort of weapon out of air, but then I'll kind of scrap that and just go hardened air, and I'll attempt to encase them completely head to toe.
Okay.
So DC 15, reflex, I believe.
He failed.
All right, he's immobile
Okay.
and currently suffocating. Keep track of his Constitution score
Okay.
because he has that many rounds before he begins taking suffocation damage.
That starts on the next round.
Yeah,
Or this round.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so another one that had started to turn just stops. And, I mean, he's still facing the villagers, but is definitely not straight on in the formation anymore. So these villagers finally get to the line and attack.
What is it? Look
There's
like
a
when they
total of
attack the
8 of
guy
them.
That's hardened in air.
It'd be like hitting a wall. Like I can use it as a shield. I was thinking about doing it on a couple occasions. That's why I encased everything, including his head, is because I kind of want some information, maybe, see if we can question him type thing. And I didn't want one of the villagers splitting him open like a melon.
All right, so 3 of them are successful in their attack, and what they're doing is just ganging up on 4 on or 2 on 1, 3 on 1, and
Hoping to brute force.
yeah. Okay, so the 3 that hit, one of the soldiers that took a blow from a club looks pretty staggered. The other 2 take wounds from boar spears, and you can tell that penetrated their armor. So they give a cry. Oh. And then and then they attack.
He's going to dub in the Wilhelm scream over the top of that.
Whatever. That's not the Wilhelm, but it's like
Isn't it the slowed down
yeah.
Wilhelm? Because I know every time I hear the actual one, I'm always disappointed that it's not the slowed down version.
I wanted this.
It's a boar
So
spear.
one of the soldiers, 2 of them miss. One of them connects with his scimitar and deals a pretty vicious slash across the villager's chest. Opens him up pretty good. Doesn't quite kill him though.
Very rude.
Yeah.
Follow through.
You start a job,
Rafe.
you finish a job.
I would like to target anybody that's not engaged in melee, if that's possible. But if not, then I'll pick one that's fighting the farmers.
There's only that one who didn't react with the rest of the soldiers.
All right, I'll shoot an arrow at him.
Is he still readied for an attack?
17.
So, what?
Oh, it's the one I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
Well,
solid.
is
it
there
just
any?
hits and
It would,
okay. So
Yeah, there's got to be hardness to it, right?
yeah.
yeah, it just hit and
unlikely to
bounce
get
off.
through. It was 5 points of damage.
No, there's no hardness to it. It's just solid.
Solid.
One power can go through it, all that stuff. But
Yeah. So you
How
you
far away
fire.
was he?
You're still all the way back, so 60 feet. But yeah, I mean you deliver a really good shot that
It bounces.
yeah, and it
Dark ones.
It makes
touching
the
world.
ricochet sound from westerns.
it comes down at an angle, and then it seems to hit something, maybe his armor,
Right.
and then shoots into the ground.
Okay.
it creates an impervious barrier to physical attacks
Okay.
from
Does it
without.
say
though,
how thick?
From without,
from without.
hit this guy. We're gonna have to go inside.
Inside in?
Well,
Inside him.
There's
Is it just like a thin layer?
no
Is what
worse
I'm
than
it's
assuming?
work
like
on the
5
farm.
feet worth of just
Okay.
or 10 feet worth of just hardened air all around
It'll be
that.
like birthing a calf.
Let me make
It's
sure.
like a big ice block.
That would probably kill me.
Size it is here. Yeah, so there's 10 feet
Okay.
worth of hardened air all around him. So it could be higher, lower. It could be out. In a
How
radius.
did you want to construct that?
You wove it.
It's just as tight around him as possible, so I didn't
Okay.
like get everyone. But there's probably a fairly like good chunk of it that's
Yeah.
not.
So from your distance, it looks like you probably just hit one of the plates on his armor.
Okay. I won't immediately accuse you of being a high study witch.
Well, you might be starting to get some inkling, though. I mean, I work for him. I could just be a
Yeah,
spy or something, or a hand
Yeah.
servant.
But it's a battle, you know. I'm
Yeah.
just like, whatever. I hit a twig or something.
Wisp of cloud came down. And,
Cho'Gath. So you have soldiers that are engaging villagers, and you have an officer who's engaging you.
I'll say, try not to get too much blood on that armor. And I'll attack.
Okay.
dang.
Is that a potential critical yet? No.
This was 10 years ago, Chris. I would have known when you were embracing the source.
25.
That's definitely a hit.
4 damage. Oh, wait. Can I start over? I was looking at the list of actions you can take in a turn. Mm-hmm. And under full round action, it said use a full round weave, cast a full round weave. So I wanted to cast a weave.
Balefire?
Yeah, Balefire.
If you can't channel, then you actually begin weaving.
Yeah.
So Cho'Gath starts making a basket.
Yeah, so 4 damage.
Okay.
But it still has the effect of the one power.
I like
once it's
that.
complete.
So it's like this whole long tapestry of whatever just woven.
Yeah.
That's the gateway.
Boom!
It's okay.
Once he's finished, does it actually go off?
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
So he'd have to point, like if it's balefire, he'd have to point the whole length of the weave the correct direction and then finish it.
It's hard to control that one, though.
Okay,
Your
so-
weaving's like tearing up the ground.
Two more arrows come out of the fog, and 2 of the soldiers who are fighting villagers both drop. There's arrows sticking from in between the armor plates. At this point, the officer takes in the scene and orders his men to surrender. There's 1 officer and 2 men left.
Would Seanchan surrender? Do they?
These ones are.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Rand captured a ton of them,
Oh, they're
not just the Soul Dam.
I don't know. I may haven't read that far, but there is a big difference between like getting captured by the Dragon Reborn and getting beat up by a bunch of.
Well, you have.
I'm trying to suggest that they kill themselves.
You have 7 people. Well, they're
not
not part of the blood. Yeah.
Okay.
And none of the blood have died here today. So,
They don't know that.
but
And they're not part
And
of
you
the
have-
ever victorious army.
a pretty overwhelming
They're just forerunners.
force at
They
this
are
point.
forerunners.
So, but they lay down their arms and surrender.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, it's so much simpler when we just kill them in battle. Now we have to worry about feeling guilty when we kill them outside of battle.
Yeah, so what's this officer wearing? What's his armor?
So,
I
You would
want
be a
some
bug man.
Seanchan armor.
Then that makes you a bug, and I'll have to kill you too.
Yeah.
You taught me this.
Yeah, this is what you taught me to do.
So his armor is very similar to the in style to the soldier's armor. It's painted with different colors, though. It would count as a male shirt, which doesn't quite make sense since all references are to plated armor.
Should have caught it in your read through, John.
Yep.
It's them nerfing so that way we don't get pwned.
Yeah, the plate armor all at once.
You should have made it correct.
Yeah.
These guys aren't wearing Chain shirts.
Well, yeah. That's the folly of this type of a pre-made, unfortunately. So that's what all of them are wearing, though, is the apparently male shirt.
Okay.
What does it look like?
Well, that is what they put the Terrabonners and stuff in, I think, when they eventually got a hold of them.
But weren't they using the Terrabonner's own armor, though?
They had
just
some
had
sort of
painted
uniform
it.
because Iturralde, whatchamahu, he's one of the great captains. He put the coloring on there on his guys to make them appear like the Terrabonner regulars or whatever. The character that comes out of nowhere.
Right.
Like 11.
Yeah. For too much. Well, anyway, we've got to be on our way. I'm sure these villagers can handle these
They're your prisoner.
invaders.
Yeah, they doesn't look anything like they're actually described.
We're just a passing band of heavy cavalry with archer support.
So the officer has surrendered and his two men have surrendered as well, are you going to release your?
How long has it been?
At this point, it's been 2 rounds?
He's fine for a little bit longer.
Okay.
We could, because I'm holding the weave. Could I still affect it? Could I lower it? It doesn't say I can in the book. Right?
I'm trying to remember a time where they reference anything like that. Because I know that they make gags of air, but they typically just let it go. Is the bonds that they do around legs and
The only
arms.
thing I can think of is Rand made that platform of air to go on to the Sea Folk ship, and he was playing around with it, and when he made it longer or whatever,
that's right.
It would he could
Feel how
or he knew it wouldn't
getting
hold
weaker.
him, basically, right?
All right. Well, I'll do this instead. He's helpless, so he can't get a reflex save, right?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Well,
you should be able to shape it if you're still holding it.
I'll just do another weave.
Do another.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe burn a 0 level weave to reshape it.
Yeah. Do that way.
So yeah, I'll lower it so his nose is at least so he
Okay.
can breathe.
Yeah, he very audibly takes really deep breath in through his nose. If anybody's paying attention, out of the mist, two more villagers come out, and a woman comes out as well, coming towards you.
You could cry
So-
out Marith Damani or whatever.
Well, just his nose is.
Oh, dang.
So are you guys going to stick around, or are you going to take off? I guess.
Well, let's just stick around long enough to
Okay.
make sure they're
So yeah,
under control.
the villagers start to take the weapons from the soldiers and the officer. The woman approaches you, and she is
If anyone goes to interact with the one I have air on, I'll release it.
okay.
So that way he's not just they can't actually get at anything he's holding. That's not.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you would need to release enough of it so that he could release his weapon.
I'd just release it all at that point.
Okay. So this is a middle-aged woman with long hair shading to gray. She introduces herself as I'm not sure how to pronounce this name. Bryna, Bryna.
Sounds good.
Bryna? Yeah, one of the two. She says, these foreigners, they call themselves the Seanchan. They attacked our village, Tobin's Hollow, the night before last, while everyone was sleeping. They are swift and powerful and show no mercy. They fight upon terrible beasts, not just the ones that fly, like the one that was here, but also strange creatures that walk on land, bigger than an ox, and as vicious as a mountain cat. And they had Iaceti helping them. Another of the refugees shouts out. Bryna frowns. Not Iaceti, I think. She corrected the man. For Magdaseti fought with them, but These women had terrible powers, more fearsome than Aes Sedai. We are all that escaped the attack. Everyone else is either dead or being held prisoner somewhere in this village or in the village.
Oh, sorry for your misfortune.
So two things stick out to you. Is she's mentioned the Aes Sedai that you guys are looking for first. And the second is the village that you're supposed to be going to.
Oh, that's the one?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll
look at Adina. She's the one whose mistress sent
Yeah.
us on this mission to kind of take the lead on talking to her.
All right. So she's mentioned the Aes Sedai I'm looking for.
Yes.
You said.
Mm-hmm.
I have no recollection of this. But they're from that village? Or
Yes. Well, I'll let you ask.
You are from that village?
She says, yes, I'm the village wisdom.
We are looking for a woman. I forget her name. But she said it, right?
Magda, yeah. Magda City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're looking for her. Was she there? She's supposed to have been captured.
Yes, she says that her and her warder had arrived nearly a month ago. They stayed at the inn of the valley for several days. They eventually went further into Tobin's Head toward Falmey. That was just before the Seanchan raid. They had returned. Magda was wounded. I did what I could to help her, but they attacked before I could do too much.
Do you know where she was taken? Or do they just now occupy the town?
She does not know where they were taken, but she does know that the Seanchan still occupy the town, and says that if you're all going to Tobin's Hollow to fight these Seanchan, we'll join you.
How many are there?
There's 8 villagers, 2 woodsmen, and her.
Cannon fodder.
I don't know if we can
Perhaps we should take a look.
justly put these people in that kind of danger.
Right. We need to get an idea what the village looks like. You're going to have to scout it out.
Okay, so, Adina, you see, from the moment she started, this wisdom had been walking down the hill, you see the glow of Sadar around her. I'll have you do a concentration if you want to judge her strength.
Oh, okay. 22.
Okay.
I think that was the main reason they didn't go for figuring all that stuff out, is because you'd have to put a strength level, and it's kind of confusing on how you would do that in this game.
Yeah.
Because there's how many weaves you can do, what level you are, and then like how many channeling feats you've taken too.
Yeah, I think aside from working within the framework of like D&D's magic system, the one power is so powerful it'd be tough to do an accurate representation and not just have your channeler way outpaced already more so than any magic user does in 3.5. So it's all wonky.
Yeah, and then you just can't go by like level either, as like you could be a level 20 channeler, but only know like level 1 weaves.
You guys are level 3 right now?
Mm-hmm.
So she is not as strong as you.
She's got to defer to you.
Well, she might be a wilder,
Oh, that's
so
even
she
worse.
might not defer at all.
Now you can be disdainful over it, though.
All right, so she had come down and introduced herself. She had explained where she was from, what happened in the town, and offered to help you guys if you were going to be attacking the town. You had asked a couple questions of her about Megdaseti and the town itself. As one of the woodsmen cries out, "A monster! coming this way. As you turn to look to where he's pointing, is a monstrous creature the size of a horse, but looking like a cross between a cat and a lizard gallops into view. As it has bronze scales and 3 eerie eyes on its long alien face. Astride its back is a man in dark leather with black and red painted armor. We'll have you guys roll initiative. All right. Adina
14.
and Cho'Gath.
14.
Falk.
8.
Rafe.
6. You shouldn't dissuade the villagers from coming.
Why?
How would you feel if those were your people and they went off and got rescued while you hung back? On top of that, just because they're villagers, there's still military-aged men among them. Can't very well not let them join up for the cause.
If they insist, then I'm not going to stop them. But if we can do it without endangering them, I was not tested as a military soldier before I came with you guys. But if we can take care of it without, putting farmers in the line of fire, the woodsman would be nice for some support, though.
Okay. What is your... Who's got the higher dex between you and Cho'Gath? Cho'Gath does?
Yeah.
And what's your dex, Cho'Gath?
16.
Okay. What's your dex,
13.
Adina? 13? Okay. All right, so it will be... The rider reacts first. He urges his mount forward and charges towards the villagers as they're a little bit closer. So he charges forward and cuts down one of the villagers
That's why I didn't want him to come.
with his scimitar. When it gets close, his mount turns to attack one of the woodsmen.
Oh, what is he riding? One of the
His Grom or whatever.
This is the other
It's a
one.
Torm.
Torm.
Yeah.
Oh, Groms are just like guard dogs or
They're
something.
like the frog things?
Yeah.
No,
The
that's...
the one that
Yeah.
Rand was killing a bunch of his lordly crusade through the mirror worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, my lord. Great shot.
Oh man, get out of the mirror world. Oh, accidentally caused the collapse of a whole country. Oh, day in the life of Rand.
So it attacks it bites the woodsman. Doesn't kill him though.
Was it? Weren't those mounts? Didn't they have the bloodlust? That's why
Yeah.
they still rode horses for battle for the most part.
Why? What's the purpose of riding them?
They're fast. Maybe like have
It's
It's
scouts.
like a scout.
messengers.
Yeah. They use it for
Scouts.
scouting.
So this is like the lizard ones,
Yeah, I
not
think
the
so.
frogs. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So after the attack, you see the rider kind of tighten up on the reins a bit, just kind of control a little bit. Cho'Gath.
All right, so how far away is he?
He is about 10 feet away from you right now.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
How did he get here so quick?
This is the Torm charged
Okay.
to the villagers.
Well, I
faster than
will... Guess I'll move up and attack the mount.
Okay.
Are prisoners getting froggy?
No.
Okay.
I shall attack the rider.
Okay.
16.
That's a hit.
9 damage.
Okay. Adina.
I'll see. Like, don't tell me, but I'm going to attempt to hurl the rider off the mount using arms of air with a violent fling or whatever it's called, violent throw.
Mm-hmm.
If he's more than 200 pounds, I won't be able to do it. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
So I'm using my base attack bonus and my intelligence to try to hit him. What is my base attack bonus? +1. I miss.
Okay. Brynid just kind of steps back further. And then
While pushing me forward.
Falk.
Okay, so this thing is too close for me to get an actual charge in, right? On my horse?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just move up and try and use my lance to spear it.
It or the rider.
The Torm.
Okay.
18?
Hit.
Or does this count as forested terrain?
It's a clearing.
How many
So-
trees make a
'cause
forest?
As a woodsman, I get bonuses in the forest.
You need to just carry a sapling around with you.
We'll
Plant 4 down around you.
That's a cardboard box.
roll
that you
for
got
it.
there.
It's 1 and 3, yes. 2 and 4, no. It's a 4.
Okay. So then it's just 6 damage.
Okay.
You need to start carrying them saplings, man. You do
Yeah.
carry more than one. Make it a legitimate forest.
If I make my armor out of like weaved saplings, does that?
It has to still be living.
Well, yeah.
Well, no, actually, there are kind of dead forests. They still count as a forest, right?
I could like make a belt of soil.
All right. Rafe.
I'll target the mount.
Okay.
Critical threat.
Nice.
16.
That's a hit.
Critical hit. Times 3.
Ooh.
Anybody got a D6 I can borrow?
Oh yeah.
14 damage.
Nice.
The weave I did is sustained, right, John? It has a concentration thing.
Mm-hmm.
So could I attempt to throw him again next turn, as long as I keep sustaining that weave?
Yeah.
All right. So I could just start flinging small things around, like every turn. All right.
Okay, so with that, Rafe at fairly close range just puts one into the eye of the beast, and it gives a horrible shriek, and the rider pulls up on the reins to try and get it under control. A skill, is that only used on your turn?
Well, yeah, like,
Or like a handle animal?
oh
To stay mounted for some reason.
no, whenever
To stop its frenzy.
you would use it. Oh, then yeah,
Okay. Yes, it's only on his turn.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
like if it was something like he needs to make a
ride check
balance
to stay on. Yeah.
or a ride check to stay on, then I wouldn't say so. But
I think in that case it might just be a reflex save.
Well,
If it's reactionary.
that's true.
Well, there's a bunch of that stuff where it's like you're running across terrain or a sudden movement of a ship, I guess, where it's not
Well,
going out from under
It
you.
can't frenzy until his turn anyways, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I
All
always
right.
put Mountain Rider on the same initiative count. Screw doing it second.
The villagers that are there run, the woodsmen stay. So the woodsmen both attempt to take shots at it as well.
No hero class having
Hey,
son of a guns.
I can get a lot of work done with a commoner. There's no reason
I
for
know you
these
guys can.
cowards.
Getting in a lot of trouble too. Didn't you guys like dagger kill a dude in a shed one time as commoners?
And Commoner's Day off.
Yeah,
There's a lot of mischief in Commoner's Day off.
but you were just like doing your 1d4 damage at a time, just like bee stinging them to death.
I don't-
Okay.
Might not have been with me there. I know that there was that one where I think it was me and John were talking to like a cousin, and something bursts in and just axes the cousin, and it was like -8. And it's like, ah!
So the two woodsmen both sink arrows into it as well. With this, the rider, with great difficulty, controls his mount and tries to get away. So they're going to disengage. Anybody with a reach weapon? Okay, go ahead.
This time I'm going to try and take the rider out.
Okay.
Probably not. It's a 10.
No.
Already.
So
Time to
this
take the ship gears.
Good
the
shot, my
rider
boy.
and creature both fairly quickly pass back into the trees.
Well, it's probably not the best thing for a scout to get away, but what hope do I think I have to catch or any of us to catch him on horseback.
I'm going to go charging after him on horseback.
You could if you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like what I'm asking is, what's its movement speed relative to mine?
It seems.
Actually, they're about the same on a horse.
Yeah, it seems about the same as a horse. And you, as fast as it's moving, I mean, you've seen horses at a gallop that would.
Well, we got to at least try, I suppose.
I'm already on horse. So.
Yeah.
Same here.
I don't think I've dismounted. Yeah.
Okay. So that would be Cho'Gath next then.
Okay, I will vault into my saddle and take off,
Okay.
chasing this fool.
And
I'll load my double barrel shotgun.
Call that a pepper lance in the Age of Legends.
would they have the what do they have? It's horses times 4 times 5.
For running?
Yeah.
Or
I want to say 5.
yeah,
5.
if they have running people.
Humans.
Do they have?
4.
Is it because they're 4-legged or because they have the feet?
I think they have the run feet.
I think they have.
But it's also because they're 4-legged.
Okay, I was gonna say this doesn't have the run feet, so I was wondering
Yeah,
if it
well,
was
just following
times 5
basic,
it.
if it's...
Remember, though, can't run over bad terrain.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it can, I guess. But our horses can't.
Well, this is
And so, I guess he's disengaging, so there's some stuff he could get away with. But if he was, charging, he couldn't charge through a heavily wooded area because you have to go straight.
yeah. No, when he disengages to that tree line, and then it does slow him down.
So we can still see him?
Yeah.
How far away is he?
He got the.
Well, I guess if it's similar to horse, he'd be about 80 feet away from us.
Yeah. If it's the actual disengage action, I think that's actually the max, right?
Double its movement
Yeah.
speed, yeah.
Missing.
Yeah, straight line.
Is it's just a double?
For disengage.
Okay,
yeah.
so he makes it to the tree line. They're about 100 feet away then. So, yeah, they're definitely within view and even bow shot.
They can run. It's just attack of opportunity.
Yeah,
on
it was
everybody.
disengage. So,
Horse. Let's charge.
yeah. Okay, so Cho'Gath, you had one move action to get into your horse. Your horse moves, so you can reach him this round. What's your horse's speed?
50.
Yeah, it would be a double move for the horse
Okay.
Or a charge.
or a charge. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I would do then with my lance.
Okay.
I'll stab him in the back.
Justin's like, hey, watch out, guy.
Should have used my sword to have been a potential critical. So 25,
That's a hit.
26.
You already get double damage with your lance for charging.
But it's not the same as, was it
Give me a critical.
quad? Is it quad if you crit?
15 damage.
So you deal him a really good
Should be
hit.
exponential.
It doesn't quite kill him, but you can tell that it did quite a bit of
Okay.
damage.
No, the lance is times 3 on it.
Oh, dang.
So it would be double times 3.
Adina.
I'll try to do the same thing I did last time.
Okay. What are you going against?
It would be his AC.
With all of his armor and everything, or
It's what it says because it's the same as if you were trying to attack him with something. It's a weird worded thing. I figure it probably should be like a touch attack, but
Yeah.
they don't have that type of wording in it.
Oh, so you're hitting him with air?
I'm going to try to grab him and throw him.
Oh, gotcha.
which
But-
one is that? Tool of Air?
Arms,
Or
of air.
Air?
It's like the very last paragraph, violent throw, and the last section of that, where it's like you can do this against a living creature, or
They don't have touch in this?
no, they do, not
Just
in that
for
description.
spell.
Yeah, because it's like I'm trying to throw this at you. It's the same. If I want to throw you, I have to hit you, but it's
You
not with
throw.
this. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Aim your weaves, I guess.
Yeah. Keeps it from being a reflex save, but it's kind of... And then, like, the damage is weird, too. Like, I could throw him 30 feet, but he'd only take damages if he fell 10. I could throw him 30 feet straight up, and he'd only take 1d6 damage when he landed. And only if he hit something solid. But it's okay, I missed. Let's see, then I guess I'll start moving my horse forward at a walk. So that way, hopefully I don't gotta make concentration checks to keep the source. I'm looking at that.
Okay. Berna is going to hop down off her horse and run over to the villager that got attacked. Falk.
I will also do a charge.
Who are you going to target?
The man.
Okay.
And we can deal with a frenzied beast afterwards.
Right.
I did not do anything.
Okay.
I ran up and waved at him.
No.
Hi, fella.
Rafe.
Here to surrender.
You're going to shoot?
Yeah, and I'll move my horse forward.
Okay. Go ahead and take your shot.
Nice.
Are you going to shoot the beast or the man?
Yeah, I'll go for the beast. 20. 1.
Shoot him again. He ain't dead yet.
From this angle, that 2 looks like a 0. I was like, how the heck did you roll that?
Dark one will not.
Well, there's no 0 on a 6-sided dice.
It is if you number it 0 through 5.
It is if you got
That's
just,
a hit.
Got Josiah
2 damage.
blacking out all the pips.
Okay. So their arrow
Even
comes
if
sailing
you threw
over
every
and
5
sinks into
into a
the,
3 was-
the beast. The woodsman will do the same.
I wonder if he'd get any satisfaction about if he knew how long that troubled us.
Probably.
So you said bows are ×3?
My short bow is,
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
unless I recorded it wrong.
For a critical.
That screwed me out of so many successes and damage in all of the game sessions we played.
What?
Josiah blacking out the pips on
Oh, yeah.
those dice.
Well, we have the last laugh.
Gonna go black him out? What? What's
When you take his eyes out, I got no pips left.
the eyes do have it?
So the arrow that Rafe shoots makes the beast turn, and the 2 woodsmen put 2 arrows into the eye of the beast, and it falls.
Wait.
We killed the beast.
They both got criticals.
Yeah.
Wow.
But tell me this. How did they hit it in the eye?
Because it turned to look disdainfully at Rafe.
Or the arrows went past
Yeah.
and hit the tree.
They ricocheted off.
Well,
yeah.
that's the when I had said that
Right in my eye.
his arrow made it look
Okay.
into its
Set it
eyes. Yeah.
Foreshadowed the event.
What type of damage does someone take from riding or falling off their mount?
I think if they make the proper ride checks, then they take none.
Yeah.
Ride.
And that's not a high ride check, if I remember.
How many broken legs, broken necks from falling on mounts in the Wheel of Time world?
Oh no, I've gotten some pretty low ride checks. But yeah, like if you spend a little time, you can have
Be
your dog
a,
disintegrated.
What,
out
stay
from
in
under you.
saddle or fast dismount?
Probably fast dismount. in this
Softball?
case.
Yeah.
Softball would probably also be another one.
Do softball.
You might want to like maybe reflex it, and if he fails, then he goes softball. If he succeeds, he can fast dismount.
That would be a fail. So,
Is he pinned by it?
well, that was to see which one he was going to do. Now we'll softball. He got a 1. Nice. Yeah, so
I guess it'd be like 1d6 probably, right? It's about 10 feet. Not, well, actually, no. Horse isn't that dang tall. You don't know the types of horses I've seen, Justin. Don't give me that look.
I wasn't.
it's 1d6
Then this thing
points.
is no horse.
You're right. As if you fail the softball.
He failed that too?
No.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I mean, he failed the softball. He rolled a 1, but he took 6 damage.
It'd
He
be
had
subdual.
6 hit points left. Nice.
Brown to dying.
Well, it would be subdual.
Yeah.
So,
But it still knocks him out. So, this is,
I don't even know if that's a variant rule. I just live by it because there's been a bunch of cliffs in
Part
my...
of the repeating
Yeah.
first 10 feet. So do
all right.
the first 10.
So, Falk and Cho'Gath, you're there next to this beast that's dead, and all right, what would you like to do at this point?
Oh, right. So this guy, I'll get down and search him.
Okay. He has a scimitar, mel shirt. That's it.
All right. And does the creature have any, like, saddlebags or whatever?
I'd like to coup de grace the animal just to make sure that it's dead.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll your...
It's a good idea, actually.
I'll turn my horse around. There's some wounded villagers.
Yeah, so you see Brenna's
Is there a save on the
assisting them.
You just roll critical
You can
damage.
see she's in
just roll critical.
embraced Sadar again, and you recognize the
Using
healing
Lance?
weave.
Yeah.
What was your damage?
It was only 13.
I'll join you.
Wasn't it just
an
negative
arrow.
10 to kill something?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's dead.
So yeah, I drive my lance through its skull just to make sure that it's actually not going to come back.
Give it a stir.
Yeah.
Well,
Look around.
Gotta make
Sure
sure the
pops out the
yolk's
other
broken.
side. Yeah, that thing is weird looking.
Do you want to search the other ones too, Cho'Gath?
Yeah. Might as well. Maybe they have orders or something.
So they all have scimitars and mail shirts. The officer has a mail shirt. The soldiers have chain shirts. They also have short bows and arrows.
Okay. But no orders?
No. When you guys were watching, you could see there was an exchange between the rider and the officer.
Okay.
Let's see. What was her name? Brenna?
Yeah.
I guess I'll turn to her and I'll say, like, we need to get out of here someplace safe so we can think on what to do next. We need to gather up the wounded and go.
Okay. Yeah, she agrees with that. She tells you that Tobin's Hollow is about half a mile from where you guys are. Or, I'm sorry. Tobin's Hollow is a few hours from you guys right now, but where they've been hiding out after the Seanchan had taken the town is about half an hour away. If you guys want to go there to regroup.
Yeah.
At the very least, we can question the prisoners there.
Did we
Okay.
check to see if the rider was still alive?
He was.
Because, if he's still alive, then I'll put him over the back of my horse and I'll walk my horse as we go.
Yeah, no one's checked yet, but if you'd like to, you can.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a heal?
Yes, I do. It's very bad.
That's the best type of heal. It's, what was it? Oh, no. Fenrith? Fenrith has used his horrible heal skill to declare many,
I declare him dead. You got a 10.
Never mind. I thought this had a rule about checking for that, but it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, you can use one of the various methods to make sure that he's still breathing.
Put a mirror up to his nose.
Choke him. No. But yes, he's barely alive.
Are you still breathing? I guess he was. He's not anymore.
That's the only way to end a fight in Red Dead.
All right, I'll bind his hands and I'll kind of toss him over the saddle of the horse, like a package or a sack or something.
Okay.
Now we just gotta find some train tracks.
I was going to say
he
he
counts
starts
as a damsel.
propositioning you on what he'll do for you if you let him go, but
We have been on the road a long time.
All right, Bugman, you're on.
Let's see what you have.
I think you just killed our game master.
just about.
Oh, we're taking a drink? Yeah. I haven't done that in a long time. That's good.
All right. So, Brennan, the woodsman, leads you back towards that western half of the clearing there where they had originally come from, and you guys travel for about half an hour, and you reach a camp that's in pretty poor condition. And they really didn't have a way to grab anything before the attack, so it's pretty much makeshift blankets and beds, and that's really about it.
Okay. Well, we're gonna need to question this scout. Wait, the officer surrendered.
What time of day is it?
That was mid morning when you guys had come along. Yeah. So by the time that you get there, it'll be closer to noon.
Okay. And this is like a half a mile to a mile out of town.
So you're still about 2.5 hours away from Tobin's Hollow.
Okay. But still a reasonable time for the woodsman to take me a little bit closer to town so I can take a look at and see.
Yeah.
Kind of do a little minor scouting on our way.
Yeah. You can definitely have them show you the way in, and that would give Cho'Gath and the rest time to question the officer.
Okay. Sounds good. Anyone want to come with me?
I don't know. I'm torn. I could help the interrogation.
Yeah, I think that's what you should do. Interrogation.
Adina and I could do good cop, bad cop. Because you have the high diplomacy. I have 6 to intimidate.
Okay.
I think you have the high diplomacy, right?
Yeah.
Do you also
Not
have
very
a high
good at being
intimidate?
stealthy.
That's what I'm seeing. No.
Do the schizo cop then.
Well,
Come on.
I don't
you
think
make
we're
a
going
deal,
into
it'll be
town.
easy for
Okay.
you.
I'll
You
go.
watch Happy yet?
Happy? No.
Yeah, check it out.
That's
It's
a funny show.
Yeah, cop that sees an imaginary friend.
Oh, I've seen the.
I'll go with
Netflix,
Falk
yeah.
to scout.
Okay. We'll handle that first. So the woodsman leads you out to the north of their camp, sticking into the forest. And when you're about, how far do you want them to take you?
If we can get to where we can see like the entry points into the town and kind of see any general layout,
Okay.
while staying away from any active troops.
Yeah, they mentioned that there's typically 2 patrols of soldiers around the village. They don't go really far out unless they're scouting to move forward.
How many are in the patrol?
Usually there's about 5 from what we've seen.
Okay.
Do they ride horses or do they ride those lizard things?
They are... They are on horses.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I will handle the interrogation first then.
All right.
Sorry, Justin. All right. So you have 1 soldier and 1 officer who are conscious.
We're going to try to go for the officer first, and maybe try to keep the soldiers separate.
Yeah.
Don't worry, this happens all the time in the White Tower. Like,
White Tower? What were you doing in the White Tower? Marathon.
I'm going to claim
Wait a minute. It's Seanchan.
Fireball.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so I guess you want.
Oh, no, you start, and I'll hang back and, I guess, sense motive.
Okay.
What's your sense motive?
9?
Same here.
Or, yeah.
All right.
And then if you don't get any success, then I'll try to come in with an intimidate.
We definitely split this party line the right
Right.
path.
All right. I guess I'll throw out some like general questions that we sort of already know. We think, right? Like, who are you? Wow. Where do you come from? And I'll use diplomacy.
Okay.
Low. I got an 11.
You don't have to say anything you don't want to if you don't.
So, the officer states that he's his name is Captain Chandar. He is a captain, and he's stationed in Falme.
That slight pause after that first captain, I thought he was just going to say, "My name is Captain."
Captain?
Playing it close to his vest.
Or was it? He said he comes from Falme.
He's stationed in
Oh,
Falme.
he's stationed. Okay. I was gonna say, like, man, that's a real quick.
Turn around. Yeah.
Yeah, you like a Sharpie?
Yeah.
There's one right up here. See.
What is exactly your goal here?
He states his name, station, and rank again.
I'll shoot Rafe a look.
I'll step forward. I'll be pulling like an extra bowstring from my pouch, and I'll just set about tying one end to his hand. I'll be like, there was an easy way we could have done this. So you want to say some more, or shall I proceed? And I'll try to intimidate.
Okay.
I think he just has us at.
13 was my roll.
Okay.
So, John,
What is that typically opposed by?
I think this is weird. I think the 3.5 was weird, where it was like,
essentially, it's a diplomacy check made with fear.
yeah. But in the case of diplomacy, I think it's diplomacy versus diplomacy. I'm not sure what the case is with intimidate. It might be the same. It might be just their
Like a
charisma.
wheel save? Opposed?
It's not a save, I don't think. I think it just might be his charisma, unless... I mean, it kind of makes sense if
So
you're trained in intimidation tactics, you would kind of know better how to resist it or whatever. Maybe it's the philosophy.
the DC is typically 10 plus the target's level,
Oh, okay.
and any bonuses that a target may have on saving throws against fear increase the DC.
Okay. You got an 18.
You got 18? Mm-hmm. So he succeeded.
Well, he doesn't roll.
Oh, he doesn't? No.
Oh, it's just
The
it would be
DC is 10 plus the
whatever
target's
his level
level.
is.
Yeah.
I rolled a 13. Can I dark one's own luck?
He hasn't given an answer on whether or not you
that's
succeeded
true.
or not. So
Yeah,
I guess you could, right? You haven't got a
You-
result.
yeah, you can.
I'll try. Odds are better. A higher roll, hopefully. Yeah, 18.
Okay. He states the same information again.
Sorry, friend. And I'll tie. What can I do? I'm just winging it here. I was thinking I could get behind him and just like lever it, make him constantly hit himself.
I thought you were going to
the
go
old-
out on.
Yeah, that's what
Why
I
are you
thought, too.
hitting yourself technique?
This will end if you just answer. Or
You break his finger.
I could tie it the other end to his ear and just like bap the string, be like pulling his ear. I don't know.
Just start removing his skin.
But I'll just start tying it elsewhere.
Well, like if you've got it tied to a finger, you could just pull on it till you rip the finger off.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I'll just maybe I can use it to leverage the finger back or something.
Okay.
And I'll just explain to him that I can't use my hands to do this. I hate feeling the bones break.
Yeah, he, no matter how far you go, he repeats the same thing.
You want to,
Move on to the others.
yeah. Or do we get another crack at it? Or does Adina get another crack at it?
Yeah, you can if you would like to.
Well, I'll leave
It's-
it up to her whether or not she stops me from
From breaking a
isn't
finger. Yeah.
our group unless we're breaking fingers. Let's be honest here.
Honestly, I don't remember us ever reaching the breaking fingers point.
We
Really?
always
This
talk
early
about
in
it
the
with
game.
mages. Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
no, never with you. But
true.
we've had some wizards, quote unquote, in the
Oh yeah,
past
I
that we've
remember
had to.
we were-
breaking the
Peace
wiggly
bonding
fingers so they
Yeah.
couldn't use their.
Yeah, we've broke some fingers. We've I think we haven't taken a tongue yet, but we've come close. Those dang wizards, yeah.
So yeah, I'll just start putting tension on it.
Okay.
You know, kind of, I'll like clasp his wrist and just wind it up over my arm and just start pulling it back. Ugh,
Guess I'll try to
chaotic evil.
use compulsion on him. My low level one.
Okay.
So what was it? Will save 13. gonna get it.
12.
Yeah, so I'll remake my diplomacy check. I was like, "Are you sure? You'll break it," and try to get him to talk.
Yeah, what question are you asking him?
It's essentially the same that we asked before. Like, what's his mission here? What's he doing? Type of time.
So he says that he's part of a scouting party. So you're putting some tension on that, some real tension on the finger. You know it's getting to the point where it's going to break. But as soon as Adina asks her question, he pays no mind to what you're doing at all, but looks at her.
I got a 31 on my diplomacy too.
Okay, yeah, looks at her.
I start answering the question.
Not quite like he worships her, but like it's someone that he really doesn't want to disappoint, cares for a lot.
Okay. Well, if I see a positive response, no, ease up on it. Wait for any answers to come up.
Oh, dang, what was
Must
the
done that thing.
town's
Doing
name?
movies where they lean
Tobin's
over
Hollow?
and,
Yeah,
really don't
Tobin's Hollow.
hurt
What's
me.
what's going on there right now? Like, what are you preparing for?
I'm not from, or I'm not stationed there.
No orders. Permanent. Okay.
No, I'm a scouting officer. As we're just supposed to see if there's any opposing armies.
All right. The women that wield the one power, what are they?
They're
army.
they're called Damani.
Here's a comedy routine. You'll be like, no, I'm Domani.
No, I'm
No, not Domani. Domani.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Domani. That's what I
That's
am.
what I am.
You're an Aerodome.
Especially between the two accents. That's,
Right.
Yeah, do the accent, John.
I don't know if I could slur like that, though.
It's just a Texan accent, like a movie Texan.
No, I don't think I could do it. I'm sorry, guys. 'Cause I can't think of it right now. So all I think of is more of a
You probably got
Drawl.
the audiobook version of it in your head.
yeah. So he says that he goes into an explanation on it that every woman is tested when they're of a certain age to see if they can channel, and if they can, they serve the Empress. May she live forever. And what?
No, I just like that.
And that he gives a little bit of detail on the Soul Dam as well. Not a whole lot. That it's not really the Damani who are doing the who are directing it, basically. As,
Of course,
they're not,
my people would never be behind such atrocities.
It's those Terravanners. I knew it.
Rafe is probably like, that sounds like a good idea.
Proper way to handle them.
Let's see. You got any ideas?
No, I mean, although I'm a little suspicious that he's a captain and this is what he knows, you know.
Yeah. Anything you're not telling me?
No. And he's if you question him on it, he's not he was never sent to Tobin's Hollow. He knows that they took the town. He doesn't know what force remains. He was sent to scout ahead to see if any armies from Terravon or
What do you do with what you've already conquered? Your people. What do they do? What's their intentions for this continent or this land?
Pacify him and do a good job of lowering crime and increasing commerce.
yeah.
I'm just trying to get to the point where I can learn about the oaths, so that way we can sneak past.
Yeah, he mentioned, or he says that they are the forerunners. This land or they're the ones that sell. Their ancestors were the ones that sold. Where did they go? West with Luthar Pendrag, and now they've returned, and they are here to enforce the oaths that your ancestors had sworn.
And what are those oaths?
They are to obey the forerunners, to await the return, and to serve those who come home with their lives.
I'm sorry, I'm slot writing.
So which ones do you need?
The last three.
It's to await the return, or sorry, to obey the forerunners.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay, to await the return,
Okay.
and to serve those who come home with their lives.
Okay. All right. I think we're kind of done.
Yeah,
here.
I can't think of anything else.
All right. So, I guess we move on to the other two and see if they are stationed anywhere near Tobin's Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
And
Are you gonna use your trick, or are you just gonna diplomacy it, intimidate?
I'll try to diplomacy if they seem willing to start talking.
Yeah, same routine since we've had them separated.
21.
Okay, so
Do you do the string thing again?
you when you ask them, they just will state their name, their rank, and where they're stationed, which is Falme for both of them. Well, the one that's awake, I guess. Sorry.
All right. Yeah. I think we,
Cleaned as much as we can.
for now anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Any of those sense motives come through, though?
I was never asked for a roll, so I didn't. It seemed like with the information they were giving, probably not a lie. Did you want one?
Yeah, you can go ahead and make them.
24.
Okay. Yeah, you from the officer, you get that everything that he's saying is true. You also get that from the other guy that just gave you his name, rank, and where he's stationed.
Lying about this.
Oh, dang it! I'm not stationed in Falme.
Yeah, I was trying to do a Julian Sandor. We had like a salt pepper shaker
Oh yeah,
or whatever
just
it
grab
was.
some random stuff.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's a good idea. It's just with this, it's difficult because they don't account for the little trick that Adina does, but they're supposed to not say anything except for those three things.
Oh, it's like hard written.
Yeah, is that they're not willing to share any other information at all. But
You need to do the setup a little bit more. Just you
Yeah.
should have been like playing with the bowstring for a bit or something, and then like ask for some canola oil and I don't know, like a bear claw.
Justin's thinking.
I can come up with something.
Do you have any more questions for the officer at all?
I guess like I don't want to just take up a bunch of time, but like I'd ask them about like the creatures, what they are, and I don't know, maybe like try to get some basic structure out of what they are kind of set up like. So you,
Okay.
I
Stop
don't know.
talking their crazy stuff and you'll get a headache.
Yeah.
As, yeah, he'll go into the explanation of what the Torakin are and the Torm.
Should just backhand him every time he doesn't call it Shadow
Yeah.
Spawn.
And
Say what it really is.
that as far as the structure and the entire return is at Falme. So tells you that High Lord Turok is
I am Turok.
is the one that's leading the return.
You know, with
For long.
Seanchan, if you just did certain things, there's a good chance you'd come up with a bad omen by accident, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you pulled out 2 dead birds or something, they'd start making their evil sign.
Okay. So we'll stay there right now for the questioning part, and we'll move on to the scouting bit. Okay, so you guys had asked a couple questions of the woodsmen about scouting patrols. They had said that there were 5 on horseback, that there's usually 2 out at a time around the village. How close do you want to get to the village?
Probably at least
just where
close
you
enough
can
to
see?
the buildings and kind of see how people move around them.
Okay. So about half a mile away, you can see the village. It's pretty small.
And I'm not going to take my horse so that I have a little bit more sneaking capabilities.
Okay.
I'm taking mine.
Okay. Are you just going to sit at the top of the rise on
Yeah,
it?
he'll ride up to the top. And,
Sunlight behind him.
yeah,
Gonna sneak on his horse.
The horse is probably better at sneaking than me.
Always want
No,
to see a
like
horse tiptoe.
So the town itself consists of no more than probably 24 structures, as a typical selection of homes, shops, and the like. It has tended pastures that extend on either side of the village, all the way to the base of the surrounding hills, some 100 paces beyond the edge of town. Many of the buildings lie in ruin from unchecked fires. Their burned out shells, nothing more than blackened rubble. Dark curls of thick black smoke wind into the sky, and a smoky, acrid scent fills your nostrils with its bitter stench. Even at this distance, Seanchan soldiers can be seen patrolling the streets. What type of information would you like to get from your scouting here as far as the layout?
well, one of the things I wanted to kind of see was how many more of those flying creatures and weird lizard riding creatures they have. Kind of get a general number of the number of soldiers that are in the town. See if they're transporting the prisoners to and from anywhere.
Okay. So you don't see any of the flying creatures. You don't see any of the three-eyed creatures either. Everybody that you see riding on something is a horse.
Okay. The Seanchan are pretty easy to pick out in their bug armor, right?
Yeah, very easy to pick out. You notice about... How long are you guys going to watch?
Well, I'd probably like to see one spot and then move to a slightly different vantage point and watch again.
Okay.
But if it's, what did you say, 2.5 hours there?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's 2.5 hours there, 2.5 back, then probably no more than like half hour to an hour there.
Right.
Okay. So you see Seanchan that are patrolling the streets. There's about 10 in the group. When I say streets, there's like 3 streets. So they only need one group. You do see the outskirts patrol. Each has 5 members in it. You see there are some guarding a stable as well, and some placed around what you can assume is the inn due to its size. You see them going in and out of that one a lot. You see a few others that are don't look like they're patrolling at all, right? So all in all, you in that time you can see about 30.
Okay. So do we happen to see them training any Donne?
Huh?
Do we happen to see them training the Soldam working with their
No,
the
all
horse?
you see is soldiers.
Okay.
They are guarding a stable.
Yeah.
Somebody important there.
So, well,
The captain.
we may be able to assume that that's where they're holding the townfolk prisoner.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I think that any of their captains or whatever would want to be in the inn.
Yeah,
It's a little more comfortable.
that's true. So we see how many soldiers altogether?
Total of 30.
All right.
Just more than you and I
15
can take.
apiece. Charge.
Oh, that's right. We got the woodsman to help us too. And with their critical shot rate, then I
I
think
wouldn't
we're
count
safe.
on that happening again. Because most of the rolls I've done for this entire game have been pretty poor.
Use the woodsman as a shield. That can also shoot its bow.
There you go.
That goes against
Strap
my
it to the
morals.
front of your horse like a...
I don't think
what is
you've
it?
thought of that yet, so it doesn't go against your morals yet.
On the front of a boat. What is it called?
The
The...
Stern?
No, the thing, the like figurine or whatever they put.
figurehead?
Yeah. Is that they put on the front of the boat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just
Not
use
a
them like
sailor.
put it on the front of the
Right.
horse and
Man, John.
So let's head back.
couldn't think of it.
I already have a plan for how we're going to handle it.
Does it involve us dying?
No.
Okay.
His plans
It
never
involves
do.
the opposite, dying, and
Yeah.
us living.
Well, those plans have worked out so far.
Yeah, you never Bet
You've
against
never
Cho'Gath.
questioned Cho'Gath before.
But he only
Why
really
would you
has to be
start
wrong
now?
once for things to go bad.
Well, he'll probably live.
Yeah.
We won't.
Well, you'll
Yeah.
probably live too.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, that's part of the plan.
Okay.
Like I said, if that doesn't happen that way, then
So you guys hung out there for, you said, an hour?
yeah.
Then you took about 2 hours or 2.5 hours to get back. When you get back, you can relay the information to each other and plan your...
Yeah. So I want our group to huddle up so I can present my idea to just us before we present it to anybody else.
Okay. Yeah, they'll respect your privacy.
Okay, so my idea was that you and I ambush the patrol, make a lot of noise, and then run away, see if they give chase, and let these guys and the woodsmen sneak into the stables and start getting people. Well, so some sort of diversion by us, because I don't think we could take all 30 of them,
Yeah, I agree on
unless
that.
we can split them up into smaller chunks somehow.
You're stealthy, are you?
Fairly stealthy, yeah.
Maybe we should make the distraction
Okay.
and let them go in. I think I can think of something.
The distraction should be able... You're going to blow up another building. aren't you?
I never blew up a building.
Or a giant stack of oil silk.
I never did any such thing. You shot the arrow.
That's right, I did it.
Let's not burn any more faces on.
Yeah, that was horrifying.
Not that that ever happened.
I suppose the villagers could help in a distraction.
Yeah.
That could be something that could be useful for. Without
Yeah,
putting
well, I
them too
could
much harm's way.
I could go up and stir the hornet's nest, so to speak,
Lead them into an ambush.
and lead them into an ambush set by the villagers and Nadina.
Okay.
And then,
Because we're going to need enough of a commotion to draw out most of the soldiers.
exactly.
And if it was just you and Adina, you might be able to make a pretty good size, but I don't know if it would draw all of them out.
Well, what else you got?
No, that's a good plan, but I think involving the villagers and making it big.
Is there a hill near this town?
Yeah, there's the
Should we try
crops or the fields run up to the end of the hill
taunting
or
crops
to a
too?
hill.
Like,
a patrol once?
how dry are
see
these
how they
crops?
react?
They
kind
basically
of
just
thing?
bare.
Because I think
Yeah,
if
they're
we
not
draw in 5 and set an ambush for them, we could take the 5.
Yeah.
they're not
And if we need
quite
to retreat when they send everybody,
growing yet.
that would be something else.
Right.
As with the weather that
But
has been happening.
We'd have to save the villagers very shortly after that because they'd probably order
not
for
a-
reinforcements.
It's not a
Yeah.
If they thought they were
big
hostile.
fire this time. It's gonna get
So, which way
smaller.
should we head with the villagers once we have them? Did you guys see here with the...
We know that they're not east, right?
What's up?
We know that the Seanchan aren't east.
Right.
You guys just came from the east.
Right.
Yeah, so probably
So they need to go east.
The only thing out there is random brigands and Tarboners. I mean, they might not be any better.
true.
Well,
But we did save one town. They could go there.
But you guys, if you remember, you had discovered that the White Cloaks were the Terabon soldiers that had been harassing
Yeah.
everybody.
Oh, yeah, and they were leaving.
And yeah,
I choose to believe that it's
the ones you didn't melt.
actually
The
Tarbon.
Terrabonners were posing as white cloaks.
There you go. Everything I've ever heard of White Cloaks says that they're good folk. They wouldn't do
Not
this.
prone to harass people at all.
Not prone to lies.
Yeah, I don't see any need for modification.
All right, if we got a hill, we can light a barrel or a wagon of hay on fire and push it into
Hey,
the camp,
John,
or
Yep.
the town, and I can.
can I ask, if I ask the, I'd like to ask the captain, if I take these 3 oaths, what happens?
You go about your business as part of the Seanchan Empire.
Were there people in the village that, like, villagers moving about?
Not that they could see. It was all soldiers.
What's your thought?
Well, I had been hoping that if they were letting merchants or anybody through, or travelers,
Poses.
pose as travelers and go into the town to get an actual close look. But if there was nobody but soldiers patrolling through, kind of throws that out the window.
Can you break an oath, though?
Can I what?
Would your character break an oath?
Well,
Considering how the Wheel of Time worldviews.
We haven't actually taken the
Right,
oath.
I was just saying for his plan, if we claim that we had.
Oh, I thought
don't
he was
know.
just going to go with the idea of saying he took the oaths and repeating them, which means he hasn't
Right.
taken the oaths.
Yeah, that was.
It's just lied
Going
about
off
taking
the
it.
assumption that the leader of the troops there is probably in. What if we snuck around and set it on fire? That would surely draw.
Always fire with.
Yeah,
I'm all
worried
for
about
that.
him.
Well,
Adina will seem kind of hesitant.
right.
She doesn't want to actually burn any more people.
Well, there's
up.
nobody in it. Word of honor. Scout's honor.
Well, if you set the roof on fire, then
That's a good point.
Well, I mean, they'll probably have time to get out.
If you do this, it'll be a tradition, and then every village we rescue will have to burn a percentage of it. It's like taking the fifth with the IO. Even if it's not part of the plan, when it clears out, we got to burn down 3 houses.
I'm for that. Adina is not, but I am. So
Yeah, you'd get no argument from Ray.
So do you want to share your plan with Brenna and...
I don't know that we've come up with a plan.
No.
Yeah, we're still kind of spitballing. Falk has this idea about posing.
I don't think that'll work though. If we didn't see any actual like common people wandering throughout the town, then they may have just taken it as a military base.
I guess we could have a bunch of the villagers, me and Cho'Gath, go up, fire or shoot a bunch of arrows into the town right off. But they don't have horses.
Right.
Light blasted commoners. Why don't you have a horse? Well, we could ride off.
Yeah.
We could make the commoners drink oil, and I can ignite them.
Now,
They
this
would
is
be killed in
these are
battle
our
just
old
to rescue
strategies.
the other villagers. It's like one step forward, 2 steps back. It's
Hey.
like what we should do. We should.
It's an
Here's our plan. We'll take the villagers into the barn and leave them there to take the other villagers, so they'll never know that villagers were rescued.
Wait a minute, are you the same villagers?
It's the old Indiana
Yes,
Jones
no.
move.
well, you know, all NPCs only have like 2 templates, so
Well,
they'll never know.
maybe we should bring like the basic idea we have to these villagers, and maybe someone out there knows the town a little better.
But I think your idea is still good. If
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
draw them into
So
terrain
maybe
where
they'll
their
know
horses lose their advantage.
Some sort of, back way into stables or whatever.
And it seemed like the forest went up all the way to, what was it, like a half a mile of the town?
Yeah, there was fields.
So the villagers would have a better chance of survival in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you could just fight a retreat through the
Yeah.
forest.
Or even set up an ambush,
Yeah.
set up some traps.
Well, that's the idea, right? You guys could, or you two could lead them back to where the ambush was in
Yeah.
the forest.
How's your how's your sneak? And
7 and 5.
hide and move silently?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm part of the rescue. I think you and I are the rescue.
Yeah. Did we like choose ahead of time who's going to have what skills we need to be useful?
I think it just works out.
No,
that
that's how come like none of us had geography. And it took us
Oh, okay.
took us
way.
hours.
Well, that's
to-
our standing rule not
To
to
figure
put
out
anything in
where we
knowledge
were.
skills.
To figure out we weren't just outside of Camelin,
through them
but
waterways.
on the other side of the world.
I don't think we've ever been in these lands before. This is where
No,
it all
no.
started.
Cablin's right over that mountain.
Where we're not too confused by ending up in the spine of the world. Yeah.
The only mountains near Camelin are the mountains of Mist. Right? No.
Well, I think that's the best idea. So, is this the one where you snuck in and saved everybody on your lonesome?
Might be.
I'll just do your plan again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked
So,
the first time.
Send the woodsmen
I think Gary and Hyde move silently were a little higher.
maxed out.
So do you want to... You're going to talk to Brenna and the villagers? And
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they listen to your plan pretty eagerly, and afterwards there's quite a few that start to offer suggestions to make it a little bit easier to get in. So they let you know of a an overgrown ditch that runs between two fields towards the village. You can hide in there, and no one would be able to see you. So that's how they got out. So,
that's our approach point and escape point.
yeah, they mentioned that if we go around the village, the woods come in closer to the fields, and there's some cover that you can use to get to that ditch as well.
Okay, so that's where we'll go.
Because that's all they have to offer. That's useful, at least.
Okay.
So when would you like to initiate Plan Alpha?
Better to go at night.
Okay. You want to do it tonight?
Do we have any other preparations we want to make? Anything like traps in the forest for your guys' parts, or
No. I don't know what we would do.
the woodsman might know of some things.
Of like where to lead them?
Yeah, a good place to lead them, or some place where the villagers would have better cover. Good place for an ambush.
The best cover is going to be
Probably
where
Rafe
you
and I
guys are
go.
going to approach from. Really, other than the hill that we were on, that's really the only kind of high point. Beyond that, getting back into the trees is the only way to really negate any of the major advantage that horse would have.
Okay.
But by that time, you're pretty far away.
Okay.
So maybe it's best not to even cause a distraction. Maybe it's best to wait and see if you can manage to sneak them out quietly. And then if an outcry is made, then we...
Those statues.
Yeah.
We could give them to Rafe and Falk, or I would keep one, give the other two to them.
Okay.
And if they get in trouble, then we can create the distraction.
Yeah. Perfect.
They're like it's sight that you get from it, right?
I can't quite remember, and I don't know how they work because John read off like the very basics. But yeah, it's like sight, and I gotta burn a weave high enough level.
Yeah. So they
give me just a second, and I'll...
I think she'll be able to see what we can see.
Okay.
So when you guys were in Lugard, you were approached by somebody claiming to have found or know where the Horn of Valir is, and you had went into the mountains with her, and what you found, once I find it,
Yeah, let's see what I wrote down here. It is spirit with a weave sacrifice. See through the eyes of the person carrying one of the statues.
yeah, so you found two onyx statues about 12 inches in height. They're identical in appearance.
You'll probably have to accept that one.
Okay.
And it depends on how she were to explain it, but I would be suspicious of it as soon as... Or I'd trot off back to the Stone of Tyr and put it in the hoard. Do my part.
Be right back.
Should just be on the other side of the hill if my geography's correct.
We've been traveling south and east all this time.
So yeah, concentration and sacrifice a weave. Then you can see through the eyes of the person carrying the other statue.
Well, that's the only sense that comes through it.
Yes.
Well, I figure.
Well, you can sense how far away the other person is too.
Figure if I see lots of jostling, maybe I could just watch the entire time. Like Cho'Gath knows what I am, so I'm not really trying to hide it from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see.
We wondered why you can't take one and I can't take one and we can't see it through each other. Why she has to be holding one.
I think she just took him into possession almost right away.
Yeah.
And hasn't mentioned anything to you guys about him.
So yeah, I'll set it on the ground. One of you will take this in with you, and because of how they work, they're from the Age of Legends. I'll be able to see what whoever is holding it sees.
We're both like backwards in our own way. No,
Yeah.
no. Ooh, evil.
This way we know if you get in trouble and we can cause a distraction.
Compulsion him or me.
I could just probably bat
you-
my eyes at him.
Yeah, do that.
29,
Yeah. I'll be like,
please.
A gift.
yes,
for me.
milady.
So now you'll see the inside of his saddlebags.
I think I see through the eyes of the person.
Oh,
Like-
it's the power that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
just
he's
conduit.
gonna, or she's
Close.
gonna see through his eyes.
Okay.
Just keep it on your person.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Eyes
immolate
don't
'em.
wander while we're saving the villagers.
Yeah.
Otherwise I'm
You
thinking near
cannot
Be checking
see
out all the-
through her eyes, though, unless you
Checking out
were able to
a
weave
very
or
attractive
channel as well.
I'm going to say that,
Why were you?
like, if he asks, right, the reason he can't see through my eyes if he asks is because I'm holding the statue that lets me do it, even though they look
Yeah.
the same.
That's fine.
It's your character flaw. You have a good honor system, but a wandering eye.
Oh,
So you'll be able to,
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't bat those eyes too much at me while I'm holding this.
I am now looking at my own bosom.
She turns to walk away. She's like, "Hey,
well, I don't know. Maybe if I wasn't
Actually,
Damani.
yeah, you're Damani, so you'd probably be complimented by
Confidence
it."
boost, yeah.
So this is what it's like.
All right, so us and the villagers got to sneak up with them to a certain point in this ditch, right? And then they go ahead and try to get him out.
Were you guys going to be around the other way? And if they needed help to create the distraction out front, or I guess to the south,
Yeah.
because they were going to go around and go in from the north.
Okay. Then yeah, from the south, that's where we'll be.
Okay.
How much? What time is it right now?
By this time, it's gotten into late evening.
Okay.
What?
I'm kind of tired, but I'll just push through it. Don't worry, I'm a trooper.
One of the woodsmen and I guess the other villager, even Brenna is going to suggest that we wait till tomorrow night.
Yeah, well, I'm in charge here.
It would give us a chance to
Yeah, we can wait.
kind of track the patrols a little more tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, it's early enough. We could do it in the early morning and still have a rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
guess
say we do it in
A year
when
from
night
now?
falls tomorrow.
Oh,
A year from now.
a year from now. Just come back in a year, see how they're doing.
That way it'll be dark for longer to hamper their pursuit.
Crack my knuckles and say I could use a luck refresh, I suppose.
Okay. So the villagers are willing to share their meager supply of rations if you
I think we have
need,
rations.
but they'll gladly accept any that you offer.
Do I got any? I forget. I always let you guys just take care of my food.
White Tower trains them up quick.
Oh, that's right. I gotta give you guys your pay too.
I suppose the woodsman and I could go try and
I have plenty of rations.
track
I'll
down
spread
a
'em
deer or
around.
something.
Yeah, I got 8
The woodsmen tell you they haven't seen
game.
a game in this area since the Seanchan came in.
Well, we could eat
Me-
that lizard thing.
That's true.
Or one of the prisoners.
Is
Also true.
if you had seen the immense power that they hit Tobin's Hollow with, you would understand.
What's this immense power you're talking about?
They
The one.
as
power?
long if you're out of range of Brenna, they say that it was Aes Sedai, as they called lightning and shot fire. It was,
So weird looking.
Sorry.
This is where
this.
like just the radio is not enough.
Travis is using his fingers to make angry eyebrows.
Thank you, narrator.
You're welcome.
but they had done that for hours. It was just hit the town and around it, but we haven't seen any big game since then.
Well,
So yeah, these crazy creatures make them clear out. Is that the idea?
What's
They're- They're
yeah, all the one power exploding,
oh
that? Yeah.
lightning, and what have you.
As even though there was no soldiers in our town, they decided to
blow it
shock and awe us. Yeah. Should we rephrase that?
Don't get political on it.
Yeah. All right. So, they when they came in the night, they had their eyes to eye,
But shouldn't you have
just
had a feeling
call lightning, huh?
in the night coming in on? What was it? I can't remember the song now. Just
I get what where you're getting. All right. So, but yeah, there was tons of noise, and they just took this town 2 days ago.
Okay.
They haven't been holding it for very long.
I've already eaten 2 rations. There's no need for game meat.
Yeah, we don't. I have plenty of rations. I'll share with the villagers.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the night itself passes uneventfully as they don't patrol this far out, and you guys have stopped their scouting group that they had in this area.
sometime before I go to bed, I'll get Magna.
Who? Which one?
The
Brenna?
wise woman.
Yeah.
Brennan. Yeah. Or Brina.
Bryna?
Yeah.
Whatever her name is.
I'll, like, if she's overseeing some of the injured or whatnot still, I'll, like, go up and I'll kind of ask, like, you know, like, what exactly, like, how does she heal them so well type of thing, like, hinting at that, seeing if she actually knows what she does or not.
Yeah, she's a bit embarrassed if you hint a lot at the use of the power, but at first she tries to play it off as like really good herbs, right? So really good
herb.
healing ointment. I'm the best poultice. What is it? Yeah, poultice maker around 5 counties over. But if you hint enough at it, then or where you're from, then Megda said he knew what she was.
Hmm.
She's obviously too old to go through any of the training, though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll hint enough to get to that point. Like
Yeah.
maybe peek under one of the bandages, dodging like hand swatting type stuff.
Yeah, I mean she's sensed it in you too.
Okay.
So there's you both know.
All right. So yeah, I won't actually say it out loud then. I'll
Okay.
wish her good night.
All right.
Did she pay us?
Who? I don't know. I can't remember where I got all my wealth from.
Oh, I don't think I have yet. You each get 100
100
gold or marks.
100 marks.
Let me mark that off. Otherwise, you might be getting 100 marks next game session too.
All right. Do you guys want to proceed with the sneaking in tonight or next time?
Got to be next time.
Okay.
This has been a Death Watch production. Thank you for listening.